In 2020, I was broke, unstable, and drowning in bills. So I did something crazy. I left the entire system behind. No mortgage, no power bill, no water bill. And today, my bills are virtually erased.
Here's exactly how I pulled it off, starting with almost nothing. I was financially unstable. Every single month seemed like a losing battle. Bills took everything. Food, water, shelter, utilities, power, everything. Mortgage and food are so expensive. I felt like I was part of a system that was beating me down just for trying to survive.
Now that I'm here, it's pretty nuts to look back on all that I've accomplished and just how much I've really learned through being in absolute and utter solitude. When I was a little boy, one of my favorite things to do was to take cardboard boxes and build myself just a little fort. And what I found that I enjoyed about it the most is I would climb into it and I would feel separated and away from and solitude, away from the craziness of my household. I was influenced by shows like Little House on the Prairie, and I always thought that growing my own food and living in a cabin sounded just ideal for me.
But the modern system isn't designed to let you off the hook. They keep you stuck in a 9 to 5, barely making it check to check, stuck in a system, creating wealth for the top 1%ers. It's back-breaking work. Anybody who is below median income knows it's a struggle living check to check. What a bunch of stress and fear and doubt and worry, and it's just not necessary. I wanted a place that food, water, and shelter weren't luxuries, but something I could control. Freedom meant having my needs met without living in fear. Okay.
So, in 2020, I made a decision to buy some cheap land. I learned to work with my hands, how to grow food, how to let my land work for me in order to harvest water. I raised hundreds of pounds of pork and created multiple sources of income. One step at a time, I built the life that I needed as a kid, one that a bill collector wouldn't be able to take away. I started with the camper van and I expanded to create infrastructure around my entire homestead, which would help me meet my needs for food, water, and shelter. And today, I erased my bills. No mortgage. I built my own home. I grow most of my own food, hundreds of pounds of pork and probably hundreds of pounds of fruit and vegetables. I am capable of harvesting and storing over 12,000 gallons of rainwater annually. I haul the difference for now, but I could always put in a well or build a larger rainwater harvesting system. I used to exchange my time for money, and now I exchange my time to meet my needs. If you can imagine the freedom that gives me, you can't put a price on that. Who wants to work for someone else when you don't have to? If you don't have to put up with more people, the less amount of people you have to deal with, life is a little bit more enjoyable. And that's not to say that there's not a lot of work to do around the homestead. I'm constantly doing chores and working on growing more fruit and vegetables and harvesting more meat and training the horses and building infrastructure that I need. But I'm working for myself, and to me personally, that's a lot more rewarding.
I didn't escape the system by being rich. I escaped the system by learning how to fulfill my own needs rather than working for the dollar to exchange for them. And if you're thinking about breaking free too, check out my free ultimate guide to off-grid living on my website.